I want to talk to you today the way I would talk to my own sister if she was still with us, because what you are facing right now, I have faced before you. After I turned 65, my hands started tingling at night, like 1,000 tiny pins waking up under my skin. My legs felt heavy in the morning. I had to grip the railing on the stairs in my own house. And then one Tuesday in February, when I was 74, I fell. Not a bad fall, thank the good Lord. I caught myself on the corner of the kitchen counter, but it shook me to my bones. I lived alone. My Henry was already gone, and I lay awake that whole long night, thinking the same thought over and over. What if next time I cannot catch myself? Within a year, my children moved me into a nursing home. I was 75 years old, and I spent 2 of the longest years of my life sitting in that little room, watching the maple tree outside my window change colors. I tried everything in that nursing home, every supplement the doctors handed me, every exercise the physical therapist showed me, every diet from the dietitians. I watched 1,000 videos on the little television they put in my room, and I am going to tell you something honest because we are friends now. Most of what I tried did not work. Most of those videos were folks repeating what they had read in a book. The only thing I trust is what I have lived through in my own body. The only foods that worked, the only ones that carried me home to my own kitchen at 77, are the 8 I am about to share with you today, and one secret I will save for the very end. Doctors who visit me ask me, Deborah Jane, what is the real reason you are still here at 108? I tell some of them. I do not tell all of them. Today, I am going to tell you, stay with me to the very end. My name is Deborah Jane, and I am 108 years old. Before I share my 8 snacks with you, do me one small kindness. Drop your name, your age, and the town you are watching from in the comments below. I read every single one. I want us to be friends. There is no medicine on God's green earth like friendship at our age. The first snack is what I call my midnight cluster. Dark chocolate, not the candy bars wrapped in shiny paper at the checkout counter. I am talking about the dark, bitter kind, 70% cacao or higher. A doctor named William Lee has spent his whole life studying how food repairs the body, and dark chocolate is one of his top recommendations for older folks who want to rebuild collagen and protect themselves from the inside out. Dark chocolate is loaded with something called flavonols. Big word, simple meaning. Flavonols tell your body to grow new stem cells, calm inflammation, and protect your DNA from breaking down with the years. Here is exactly how I make my cluster. I melt 1 ounce of dark chocolate very gently over a small pot of warm water. I stir in a small handful of roasted almonds. Then I sprinkle in a teaspoon of dried goji berries. I drop little spoonfuls onto a plate covered in wax paper, and I tuck the plate into the icebox to set. 20 minutes later, I have 8 chewy little bites that taste like a sin and work like a blessing. The almonds carry the amino acids your body needs to build new collagen. The goji berries bring the vitamin C your body needs to actually use those amino acids. 1 cluster after lunch, just 1. My fingers stopped tingling within 10 days of starting this. That was 40 years ago. The second snack is gelatin fruit nibbles. Most folks think gelatin is the wiggly dessert their grandmother made for Sunday supper. They have no idea that gelatin is collagen already broken down, ready for your body to absorb the moment it touches your tongue. It is loaded with glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, which are the 3 building blocks your body uses to make brand new connective tissue. There was a study where folks who ate gelatin before they walked had 37% less joint pain a few weeks later. 37%. That is not a small number. That is the difference between standing up from your chair without holding on and feeling like a young woman again. Here is my recipe. 1 cup of unsweetened pomegranate juice or tart cherry juice. Warm it on the stove, but do not let it come to a boil. Stir in 2 tablespoons of plain powdered gelatin until it dissolves all the way. Add a handful of chopped walnuts for healthy fats. Pour it into a shallow glass dish and chill until it sets. Cut into small squares, 2 squares a day. Easy to chew, even when your teeth are not what they used to be. My knees stopped cracking like an old porch step within 3 weeks of starting these nibbles. I have not heard that cracking sound in over 30 years. The third snack is chicken bone broth bites, and this might be the most powerful kitchen medicine I have ever found. When I was in that nursing home, the woman in the room next to mine, her name was Frances, was on a feeding tube. She could barely move her hands. Her daughter started bringing her homemade chicken bone broth in a thermos every Saturday. 6 months later, Frances was eating with a spoon and combing her own hair. Her doctors had no explanation. I knew exactly what it was. Bone broth is liquid collagen. When you simmer chicken bones slowly for hours, the collagen melts out into the water along with glycine and proline, the same amino acids that rebuild connective tissue and help your nerves heal. Here is how I make it. I save the bones from every roasted chicken. I drop them in a big pot with water, a splash of apple cider vinegar, an onion cut in half, 2 carrots, and 2 stalks of celery. I let it simmer low and slow for 8 hours. When it cools, the surface turns into a soft golden jelly. That is your collagen sitting right there, half a cup a day, warmed with a squeeze of fresh lemon and a sprinkle of parsley. Within 2 weeks of starting this, my legs felt steadier under me than they had in 15 years. The fourth snack is cantaloupe mint bites. Vitamin C is the spark that lights the collagen fire. Without enough of it, your body cannot make new collagen no matter how much protein you eat. Cantaloupe is one of the best vitamin C foods nobody talks about. 1 cup gives you 2/3 of what your body needs in a single day, and it is gentle on old teeth, soft enough to chew without thinking about it. Here is how I dress mine up. Cut a ripe cantaloupe into small cubes, squeeze fresh lime juice over the top, tear a few mint leaves and scatter them on. Sprinkle with chopped pistachios, the kind with a little salt left on them. The pistachios bring healthy fats and a touch of protein that helps your body absorb the vitamin C. The mint helps your digestion settle. The lime adds an extra antioxidant punch. A small bowl in the afternoon when most older folks feel their energy crash. It is sweet and refreshing and tells your body to get back to work, building the structures that keep you moving with grace. I started eating this 5 times a week the spring before I left the nursing home. My fingers stopped feeling like they had pins in them. My knees felt softer. Sometimes the smallest changes carry the deepest healing. The fifth snack is a tomato caprese plate. The tomato is sitting in nearly every American kitchen, and most folks have no idea it is one of the most collagen-friendly foods on this earth. Tomatoes carry 2 things at once: vitamin C, which helps your body build new collagen, and lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects the collagen you already have. Here is something interesting I learned from the chef in the nursing home dining room, a quiet Italian man who slipped me extra olive oil whenever he saw me. Lycopene is absorbed by your body even better when the tomato is warmed slightly and eaten with healthy fat. So a fresh tomato snack with good olive oil becomes a little collagen powerhouse. This is my version. Slice a ripe, juicy tomato, layer it with small slices of fresh mozzarella, or if you cannot do dairy, use cubes of ripe avocado instead. Drizzle real extra virgin olive oil over the top. Tear basil leaves on. Sprinkle a tiny pinch of sea salt. Let it sit on the counter for 5 minutes so the flavors marry. Then eat it slowly, the way you would eat a meal in a small cafe in Italy. The first time my daughter visited and saw me eating this, she asked if I had a new boyfriend. I told her yes, his name was Roma Tomato. She laughed for an hour. We have never laughed like that again, and I will hold that hour in my memory for as long as I am here. The sixth snack is a guava power yogurt bowl. If I could pick one fruit to feed every senior in America, it would be guava. Most folks have never tasted it. Most folks think of guava as exotic, expensive, hard to find, but you can buy it canned or frozen in most grocery stores for $1 or $2, and guava carries more vitamin C than oranges, lemons, and grapefruits put together. One small guava gives you over 200 milligrams of vitamin C. That is several times what your body needs in a single day to build new collagen. I pair the guava with plain Greek yogurt because Greek yogurt is full of the protein your body needs to actually make new collagen. Together, you have the vitamin C that turns on the collagen factory and the protein bricks that build the collagen itself. Here is the bowl: half a cup of plain Greek yogurt at the bottom, half a cup of chopped guava, fresh or thawed, a drizzle of raw honey, a squeeze of fresh lime, a handful of chopped walnuts on top. Eat it slowly with a small spoon. I have this every Tuesday and Thursday morning. My grandson Marcus visits me twice a month and laughs at me, says I look younger than I did at his last visit. He is right, and I will not pretend otherwise. The seventh snack is a kiwi crunch plate. 2 or 3 kiwis a day will flood your body with vitamin C in a way no pill can match. And kiwi is one of those rare fruits that is gentle on old digestion. It actually helps move things along when your insides have slowed down with age. There is an enzyme inside kiwi called actinidin that breaks down protein and makes it easier for your body to absorb. So if you eat kiwi alongside a protein meal, you get more out of the protein than you would otherwise. This is the simplest snack on my whole list. Peel 2 ripe kiwis, slice them into rounds, lay them on a small plate, sprinkle with toasted almonds or walnuts, add a tiny dash of sea salt, and if you like a little heat, the smallest pinch of cayenne pepper. The salt and the pepper wake up your taste buds and improve your circulation. The nuts give your body the fats it needs to repair nerve tissue. Eat it slowly. 5 minutes is plenty. I make this every afternoon at 3 o'clock, and I drink a cup of warm water with it. Before I started, my fingers tingled almost every night when I laid my head down. After 3 weeks of kiwi crunch, the tingling was gone. Not faded, gone. The 8th snack is pineapple nut bites. Pineapple has a secret weapon nobody talks about, an enzyme called bromelain. Bromelain fights inflammation deep in the body, and inflammation is the main reason joints and nerves act up as we age. When you combine pineapple's bromelain with its natural vitamin C, you have a powerful 1-2 punch that helps your body repair and rebuild faster than almost any other fruit. My bites are simple and feel like a treat. Cut fresh pineapple into bite-sized chunks, toss with chopped macadamia nuts or cashews, sprinkle with cinnamon, tear a few fresh mint leaves over the top. The cinnamon helps balance blood sugar and calm inflammation even further. The mint settles your stomach. The nuts bring the fat and protein your body uses to repair everything else. I eat these as a small bowl after dinner instead of dessert. Within a month of starting them, the dull ache that lived in my right hip for 20 years quieted down. My doctor at the time, a sweet man named Dr. Aronson, asked me what I was doing differently. I told him pineapple. He blinked at me. He did not believe it. That is all right. I am not here to convince doctors. I am here to talk to you. Now I am going to tell you the secret I promised you at the very beginning, the thing the doctors ask me when they think no one else is listening, because what I told you about the 8 snacks is true and important, and it has kept my body strong all these years. But the food alone is not the whole story. The food feeds the body. The body follows something deeper, and unless you understand the deeper thing, all the cantaloupe and bone broth in the world will only carry you so far. When I was 76 years old, in my 2nd year at the nursing home, I bumped into a woman in the day room I had not seen since 1942. Her name was Rose. We had been roommates at Smith College for 1 year before I left to marry my Henry. Rose was 73 when I saw her again, 3 years younger than me, and I almost did not recognize her, not because she looked old, because she looked young. Her skin was smooth, her eyes were clear, her back was straight. She walked across that day room the way a 40-year-old woman walks, strong, loose, free. I sat there stunned. I asked her what she was doing in a nursing home looking like that. She told me she was visiting an old friend on my floor. I asked her how she looked the way she looked, and she sat down across from me and she said, "Deborah, I have something to tell you, and it is going to sound strange. May I?" She told me she had been practicing something called Falun Dafa for the past 10 years, a gentle practice that came out of China in the early 1990s, a set of slow exercises and meditations built on 3 principles she had lived by every day since she discovered it: truthfulness, compassion, forbearance. She said the exercises had brought her body back to a state she had not felt since she was 35. But the real change, she said, was inside her, and that was where the real medicine lived. She said the food we eat feeds the body, but the way we think and feel feeds something deeper than the body. Then she said something I have thought about every day for 32 years. She said, Deborah, look in the mirror tomorrow morning. The face you see in that mirror is not the whole of what you are. Underneath the skin there is muscle, and underneath the muscle there are cells, and underneath the cells there are smaller things still, and underneath all of those things, science tells us there is energy, vibration, motion. We are not solid the way we think we are. We are more alive than we know, and more affected by what we carry inside than the doctors who look only at the surface can measure. She told me about something I had never thought about before. She said the way we think, the way we feel, the things we carry inside our hearts day after day, those things radiate outward into our bodies and into the people around us. Love, gratitude, forgiveness, these create one kind of inner climate. Anger, jealousy, resentment, these create another. And the inner climate you live in day after day, year after year, slowly becomes the body you walk around in. The healthy old folks I have known were not the ones with the best genes. They were the ones who chose their inner climate every morning. Then she said the line that broke me open. She said, Deborah, the people who live long and well are the ones who let their inner world shape their outer world. The people who get sick young are the ones who let their outer world shape their inner world. They take the hurts and the insults and the disappointments of life, and they let those things plant themselves inside, and the plants grow there for 40, 50, 60 years until the soil is so poisoned that something has to give. The doctors I have known will tell you the same thing in different words. They will tell you that chronic anger and long-held resentment wear the body down. They will tell you that stress changes the immune system. They will tell you that bitterness sits inside you and ferments. Rose simply said it more plainly. I sat there in that day room and I cried because Rose was describing me. My whole life I had let the outside in. My whole life I had carried the resentments. The colleague who got promoted over me in 1948, the sister-in-law who said cruel things at my wedding, the boy before Henry who broke my heart at 19, Henry himself, whom I loved more than anything in this world, but with whom I had 1,000 small disagreements I never let go of. My oldest daughter, who said terrible things in her teenage years and never quite took them back. I had walked around for 50 years carrying every one of those resentments like rocks in a coat I had never taken off. Rose taught me gently and over many visits how to start letting them go. She did not preach. She did not push. She showed me. She introduced me to the practice. She told me about the 3 principles. She gave me a small book to read at night. And one evening I sat alone in my room and something happened that I cannot fully explain. My whole life began to play back across my mind, the way an old tape rewinds and starts over again, and I saw every conflict I had ever carried, every grudge, every wounded look I had filed away for safekeeping, the colleague, the sister-in-law, the boy, Henry, my daughter. I saw every one of them, vivid as a photograph, and for the first time I let them all go. I forgave each one. I forgave myself, which was the hardest forgiveness of all. Something began to change inside me that night that I cannot put fully into words. Facing the cycle of birth, aging, sickness, and death, I was no longer afraid. The tingling in my hands grew quieter, my legs grew stronger. My sleep, which had been broken for 30 years, settled into long, soft nights. The dietitians at the nursing home noticed, the physical therapist noticed. The doctor who visited me each month asked me what I was doing differently. I told him the truth. He blinked at me. He did not know what to do with the answer. 1 year after Rose first sat down across from me in the day room, I packed my suitcase, signed myself out of the nursing home, and walked back into my own house. That was 32 years ago. I have never returned. I am 108 years old in my own kitchen, recording this for you because I want you to know that the food I taught you about today is real, and the practice that changed my life is real, and together they are more than the sum of their parts. You do not have to do what I did. You do not have to take up any practice. But I do want to leave you with the 3 principles because they are free and they belong to you whether you take up anything else or not. Be truthful with yourself first and then with everyone you love. Be compassionate, especially to the folks who have hurt you, because the compassion is what frees you, not them. Be patient with the suffering and the slowness, and the small indignities of growing old. Patience is the deepest strength a human being can have, and it is the only strength that keeps growing as the body slows down. And reach out to somebody before the sun goes down today. A phone call, a text message, a handwritten letter on real paper, which is rare and beautiful and means more than any of us realize. Tell somebody they matter. Tell somebody you are grateful for them. The day you stop giving love is the day your body starts to wind down. The day you start giving love again is the day everything starts to come back. That is the whole secret. The food keeps your body strong. The forgiveness keeps your soul strong. And the love you give to others is what keeps you here on this earth, long past the day the doctors said you would be gone. I love every one of you who has listened all the way to the end. Drop your name, your age, and where you are watching from in the comments below. I will be reading. I will see you next week.